All right, hello everybody. This is Olivia and her father, Chris. And Chris is a physician and he is noticing the shortage of protective equipment. So we've been experimenting with several types of masks. We've been doing these out of cotton. Takes about 30 minutes a piece to make those. They're not very protective in that it's cotton, and so germs can go through it. So I'm going to have Chris talk a little bit about the fabric that he was able to find and the discovery of another doctor to make a mask.
Oh yes, this is material that we wrap surgical instruments in and autoclave instruments, and it is supposed to be impermeable to water and bacteria. So it's a really good material for mask making.
So it claims that if you put 2 sheets of it together, it's 99% effective. So Olivia is going to be making one of these to demonstrate for you. It comes in sheets that are 30 by 30, and if you're cutting your own, you're going to want to cut 8 inches by 14 inches. And you'll have a little bit left over. And so first of all, Olivia is going to make a tube, putting the 2 8-inch sides together, and she's going to sew that together with a 1/4 inch seam.
Yes, indeed. All right, yeah?
All right.
Okay, so you pin those sides together of the tube.
And there's no right or wrong.
And 1/4 inch seam. Hit it, Liv.
It's this little, it's that one right there.
Oh, this one?
Yes. Perfect. All right, so the next step after she's sewn that 1/4 inch seam is she's going to press it real good to give it a good steam. And then she'll turn it inside out.
Yeah,
Can I give...
No, she just didn't like the puff of steam.
crinkling. So tough. It's that fabric. Got him.
But not my face. All right, so the next step is wherever your seam is, you're going to fold it up about 1.5 inches. The first time you do it, you're probably going to measure it, but after a while, you just know. Then this next step is really, really important. You take it and you turn it over so the little flap is underneath. Then you pull the end out, and with your fingers, you judge what's about 1/2 inch. And when it's about 1/2 inch, make a little crease, fold it down, press it. That's your first tuck. If you don't think it's straight, you can always press it again. Then do the same thing. Grab what you think is about 1/2 inch. You push it straight up to where your first tuck ended. Fold it down. So here's your second tuck. And do it yet again. You can kind of feel what's 1/2 inch. And do it again. As I say, the first time you're going to want to measure. After that, you're just fine. And I also like to steam it on the back side so the creases go really well. All right. Okay, so now Olivia's going to sew a 1/4 inch seam on either side of the mask to hold the tucks in place.
Oh, that was stressful.
All right.
Uh-oh.
There, see, that's so much better.
Back and forth.
If you're cutting this fabric yourself, you're gonna cut two 30-inch strips. And you should have a couple of 2-inch by 30-inch strips left over when you've cut out your pattern. So it's 2 inches wide, 30 inches long, and you're going to want it to be in fourths. So I would suggest pressing it once in half, and then going back and folding each end into the crease. I know it looks easy, but it's a little bit tricky. Press that side, go back, and then press the other side, and then fold it over so you actually have 4 layers, and it will look like this. So Olivia's gonna take her mask. She's gonna place this over the top, like this. Even it out so the tails are about the same length. That look pretty good. And then I found that using a paper clip works really well. You're not gonna puncture the fabric with a pen, and you're gonna hold it in place. And then she's gonna sew starting here, all the way across to the end. So then when you get up to where you're going to join the mask, slow down. That's it, and just push so you're sure that it's up against there. And then when you get a little bit closer to the paper clip, you can take it off. Or not. Oops.
Hello. Wait, do I do the big part?
It doesn't matter, I don't think.
Hey.
Oh, I have a bun.
Okay, look. Hey.